Five Nights at Freddy's sister location is not only the best FNAF game to date, but arguably the only decent one in the series. Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Scarce here, and I'm bringing you a review of Scott Cawthon's latest giant mess, Four Nights at Feltman's 5, or as it's more commonly known, Sister Location. If you were expecting some kind of perverted Freddy's incest game with girl-on-girl action between Mako and Chica, you'd be wrong, and also you need to hang yourself with a guitar string, you sick bastard. Five Nights at Fletcher's Sister Location brings back all the mechanics you hated with a passion from the first 4 games, and pushes them all on the back burner as a bonus quest for an alternate ending so you can actually have a different video game to play this time. The game starts with the 5th stupid asshole in a row that has gone to a spooky robot factory for minimum wage because he's too money hungry to realize that his life is in danger. Only this time you have a pal, an AI which also makes you question when the hell this takes place and how advanced Scott Cawthon thought technology was back in 1983. In Free Nooses at Freeman's sister location, you can actually move around, which is revolutionary for the series, but more than that, the story is actually fleshed out and good. Add that to the lively personality and the lighthearted humor this game has, and you've got probably the most appealing game in the series. But let's cut the crap. You guys already know about the complex and well-hidden story. Let's cut into the real meat on this artificial Walmart brand Thanksgiving turkey. How was the gameplay? Well, unlike previous games, the gameplay is actually good and entertaining. It doesn't make you want to commit mass genocide. You have a bunch of different stations to maintain, and you don't have to last until 6 AM anymore, but instead complete tasks throughout the night. Which never gets old, unlike the boring messes that were the first Final Natsu at Furries games. You can freely move in some sections, and there are even some really fun managing mini-games. While it is the easiest game in the 500 Nigerian Princes at Fuddruckers series, it's more enjoyable than the games that are actually difficult. Probably because unlike the last games, this game doesn't use awful artificial difficulty. Frick Neville at Flopperdoople's sister location also has some good jump scares. Yeah, you heard me right. Scott Cawthon released a game with good jump scares. They're well built up and the atmosphere in the game is great. When the game isn't screwing around like a jackass and telling you about exotic butters, it's dishing out a serious and tragic story and making great atmosphere with fantastic build up to some okay scares. And for the first time in the series, the story is well fleshed out and interesting to follow. It's very interesting how well Scott did with this one, especially considering how terrible the program he uses to make these games is. There are problems though, like how the ending is completely hilariously stupid, how short the game is, the spring lock minigame, and the alternate ending minigame that's also literally everything I hate about Five Nights at Freddy's mashed into one, and of course, how some of the jokes don't hit and instead are really cringy and god awful. But that's another story. Free Willy Neverland at Florgenheimer's sister location is a prime example of how even the worst things can be some. Free Willy Neverland at Florgenheimer's sister location is a prime example of how even the worst things can be something great and genuinely fun. And if Scott keeps on this path, I think I'll be playing the games a lot more often. Now if the dude would only start working on Desolate Hope 2. Hopefully he continues to make good games in the FNAF series, but who am I kidding? He'll probably go back to making clickbait garbage for marking me with fake screams at and generate himself the YouTube monies. Sister Location gets a solid 5.5 out of 10 for me. Great game, but doesn't make up for its predecessor's mistakes, and there are certainly huge issues. This has been Noah Taylor, and I'm gonna go kill myself now before the FNAF fans tell me to do it for me. One step ahead of those little cucks.